Hi, Kelly.
Hi.
Good to see you today.
Good to see you.
I've seen that you have signed your consent and release form, which we may use in the case that I'm not available and somebody may need to get some information if you happen to call and need help. Do you mind me being male and you being female and having this interview?
No.
Okay. And also, do you mind if we videotape this interview in case I need to refer back to it, in case I miss out on some information?
No, that's fine.
All right. And what are you here to see me for today?
Well, I've got a couple things going on. I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I've been sober for about 7 years now. And I've had some situations come up in the last year or so that have caused me to battle with some depression. And so I guess I'm looking for some help with that. My big fear is relapsing. I don't want to relapse, but I have a lot of issues going on right now that I need to
So I hear
work through.
Recently you've had a number of situations that have led you to depression, and you feel that this may cause you to relapse into alcohol, using alcohol again.
Yes.
Could you tell me a little more about what the situations are that led you?
Sure. Last year was pretty rough. I lost my mom, my sister, my grandfather, all within 3 months of each other. And my son was diagnosed with autism, which was kind of a hard thing to deal with. And I also found out that I am not able to have more children, which I was fully planning on having more children. So all of that combined has just kind of taken its toll.
Tell me more about the time frame of your sister and your mother passing.
Well,
What really went on? Because I think that might be the root of one of the possible roots of really kind of starting this process into your depression.
okay. Well, my mom passed away suddenly in April. She was young. She was only 54. And my sister actually had a brain aneurysm in 2010 and was in a coma for 2 years. And she got pneumonia and passed away the July after my mother passed away. So she was in a coma for 2 years and then finally couldn't fight off the pneumonia that she had and died. So.
Okay.
So it was within 2 months of each other.
And then help me understand what happened next after your mom and sister passed.
My grandfather passed away suddenly. They found prostate cancer, and within a week he was dead. And that was in late July, I believe. Yes. And after that, in November was when my son was diagnosed with autism. So.
And so that do you think that possibly kind of tipped you over into some major depression?
I think it was a combination of all of the events.
Okay. When you are depressed, are you able to function? Are you missing work?
Well, I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I don't have the problem of missing work. It seems like I go through like very, very lows and very, very highs. Like I go from, being as depressed as you can be, not wanting to do anything, be around anybody, and that lasts for a couple days, and then I'll have like these moments of happiness, like euphoria almost, like there's no happy medium.
Okay. when you say you're on that high, that happy, is it like you're just going from here to there, can't stop?
Yes, it's almost manic. Like, yeah, that's exactly what it's like.
Okay,
Can't stop,
so-
lots of energy.
There is a possibility, well, I can't make this diagnosis, but we may need to look into depression along with the manic episode. There's bipolar, but there's also hypo bipolar, where it's not quite as bad as the bipolar. Tell me, what do you do on those low days with your sons? Because you're a stay-at-home mom.
Well, I used to drink. I drank too. I've had the ups and downs pretty much throughout my adult life. And I really use the alcohol to kind of even those out. Now, I rely a lot on my program of recovery to help me through those days. My son is in daycare because I'm attending school. So he's also going to a special needs preschool. So him and I don't have a lot of contact during the day, which is good because there's been days where it's everything I have just to get him out the door and drop him off at school. So
Right. Tell me a little bit more of your process of recovery, alcohol recovery.
Well, I've been in the program of Alcoholics Anonymous for 7 years now. I have a sponsor. I've worked the 12 steps several times. I sponsor other women, so I'm very active in my program of recovery,
Okay.
which is why it's
That's
so
really good.
important to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what do you do to keep yourself from, well, let's go back to the start. You said that you were depressed, and alcohol is a depressant.
Mm-hmm.
So you went through the program, you got well, and you've gone through your recovery. You're in Alcoholics Anonymous. And alcohol, as I did say before, is a depressant. So what are you doing to try to keep yourself from going into that depression state?
Trying to rely on a power greater than myself. I get a lot of support from my AA family. I guess what I'm looking for is some additional, I don't know if counseling would be in order, but someone, like a third party to talk to, because like my sponsor knows, everything about me, but I don't always agree with, like, she can't treat anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she can talk me down, she can talk me up, but she's not a doctor. So I guess I'm looking for a third party that's outside of that world that can help me with what's going on, that's not too close to be able to help.
Okay. Do you feel like there's anything you're doing now that is helping yourself?
Well, I'm seeking help today. I feel like that's
Okay.
a big step for me. I'm basically willing to do anything to not relapse.
Okay. Is there anything that you may possibly do between now and our next session that would be an idea that you could come up with to keep you from going back into depression? We're just trying to find more ways to keep you out of that depressive state.
I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Okay, so really, it sounds like you have gotten all the resources,
Yeah.
and now you're just needing a third party to listen to other things that
Yeah.
the other therapist couldn't quite help you with.
Right, maybe some grief counseling, stuff like that. Somebody that knows what they're talking about as far as grief and
Okay.
depression, stuff like that.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up today,
Okay,
and our next session we can pick up where we left off.
Okay.
And I thank you.
sounds good, thanks.
Mhm.